make sure I'm live. And I'm still waiting for Demi to jump in here. So let's see. If I'm showing up yet. It says I'm live. Hmm. Okay, let's give it another second. Hmm. We might have to direct everybody to YouTube. Let's see here. Okay, I'm definitely on YouTube. All right, cool. Let me see. Let me give Facebook one more chance. And if it's not here, I'm going to post a link. If you're on, are you on Facebook or YouTube? I see somebody here. So we're going to probably start a little bit late today. My apologies. Okay. I think I let all the new members in. Okay, for some reason it's not posting on in the group. It's posting in YouTube. So I'm going to, for some reason, it's not posting live to the group. Join us on YouTube. A link below. There you are, darling.
Hey. Hi.
Okay. Sorry about that. I had the volume turned down. So let me, I wonder if I could switch you to the left. I guess not. And I could probably, wondering if it will let me,
So weird.
your name. This is so funny. Hold on, I'm going to show you first. Show me second. Okay, there you are. That's how I want
Hey.
it. And it's not posting to the group, unfortunately, but I
How
checked. We're
strange.
live on YouTube. For some reason, it's saying you're not allowed to post to this group. So it's kind of freaking out, being a pill,
Oh,
but
it
that's
did
okay.
that to me a few weeks ago.
Avery, he said, this is not available on Facebook. Not okay. Yeah. Avery, it's not posting to the Facebook group. So I just posted in there the link. So let's give it a couple of minutes to let people find us, because they're like, where is
Okay.
it?
I'll post
You
it in
look
my
so
group too.
beautiful, Miss Demi.
Oh, thank you. We are just about in the process of moving house. We're moving house on Monday, so everything is not in the right place today. And I'm working from my bedroom, and it's not. I'm getting a beautiful office next week, a beautiful office, and I'm gonna fill it with roses and altars, and there's gonna be like 12 altars in there, and big mirrors, and I'm gonna have special little meditation seats and candles and like silver trays with lilies on them. Oh, it's gonna be so beautiful. I'm really excited.
It says the event on the Facebook says that it's the 24th. No, that's a different event. That's not this event. I do a weekly activations, usually on
Mm-hmm.
Wednesdays, Avery. So that's why it says that. I think, is Avery from someone from your group?
Yeah, Avery's
The
in my
Sisters of the Morning
mystery
Rose? Okay,
school.
Sherry. Yeah, hi Sherry. She's from our group. Okay, so yeah, you can find us on Facebook. Yeah, Facebook was being mean, but that's why I love this Be Live Studio app, because I can dual broadcast to a Facebook group and to YouTube at the same time. So that way
Awesome.
it kind of gets archived in a more public place when I want it to be. And it's also in case something goes wrong with Facebook, which, you know,
Does
Facebook is kind of
happen.
a pill, and we're all just dying to get off of it at some point, right? God. All right, so we have two right now. So let's go ahead and jump in and get started. And okay, so welcome to this beautiful Biz Priestess Activation with the gorgeous co-hostess priestess, Demelza Fox. So for those of you who know her, you know her as the beautiful and powerful leader of the Morgan Le Fay Mystery School. She is also the creator and founder of Rockstar Priestess, and she's got so much to offer. And I love working with her. I did attend the first year of Morgan Le Fay Mystery School, and I got so much out of it. It's an amazing program that she has poured her heart and soul into. And she's this magical woman over in the UK that I met many years ago when we were both really swimming around as mermaids. And the mermaid archetype is definitely very strong still with us. But you know, like all things, people expand, and they um, welcome in different energies. And so, oh, I'll let you tell them in your own words.
Sure. So I'm Demi. I'm from England. I run Rockstar Priestess. And for a long time, I was a mermaid, and it kind of blossomed out into Venus Aphrodite. That's how I connect with the mermaid archetype now, through those mermaidy goddesses of love. And well, I'm here to bring the priestess path back into the world and help women and folk really connect in with their inner priestess in both their spiritual lives and in their business lives. Because whenever you train as a priestess, and I've done a bunch of priestess trainings, I run my own priestess trainings, you learn all the priestessy stuff and the ceremonies and how to hold space, and you figure out what your magic source is as a priestess and what it is you're here to help the world with. The next step is you have to learn how to do the business side and the marketing side of that. And I really do believe that business and marketing is an important sacred part of the priestess path that no one wants to talk about because it's all like, ooh, sales, marketing, oh no, money, oh no. We've got all kinds of issues with that in the spiritual community. But you can't make a big difference in the world without learning how to market and make some money so you can do it full time. So that is my biggest belief.
Thank you. So apparently the post that said come to YouTube didn't post. It was like just sitting there. It was like, oh, there was something went wrong. So I just actually posted it. So Avery, I don't know how you found us, but
I'll
you're
share
pretty
it too.
smart. Sherry's been in my group for a while and she knows how this stuff works. Awesome. Okay. So I think we'll get more people in. Right now we just have Avery and Sherry, unless there's people that are hidden somewhere, but there will be more coming in. So thank you for your introduction, madam. And I wanted to start off our session today with an activation because we have this full moon lunar eclipse that's fucking insane. You know, it ended, I don't know, about 4 or 5 hours ago. And that eclipse was, and the full moon is in alignment with the constellation of Perseus, which you know, he is the demi hero that slayed Medusa. So the full moon is in alignment with the eye of Medusa, which is known as the fixed star of Algol. So this is not, you know, people are like happy full moon. I'm like, there's not a happy full moon, people. Get real. Fucking get real, people. And that's what I love about Demi, because she can get real. Hi, Suzanne. Suzanne O'Gara's here, and Aya, or Aya Faye. Aya, I think. Hopefully I'm pronouncing your name right. So welcome, ladies. Sorry about the technical crap in Facebook, but we're not surprised. Yeah, so with this full moon lunar eclipse, you know, Algol, the name itself is Arabic word, which means the demon star or the ghoul. And it actually, if the word itself means alcohol, which, you know, and, you know, we know like Islam, you know, alcohol is a big no-no. And in many other cultures, you know, alcohol is considered a demon because it can bring out the devil, right? It can make us do things. The devil made me do it. You have a few drinks. And so the this full moon is, you know, very much aligned with the energies of Medusa. And Medusa, you know, symbolizes that rage and anger, particularly of the feminine, but, you know, anything, any kind of emotion that's been squelched, that, you know, any type of exploitation like rape, abuse, all of that, when it isn't given a voice and it's not expressed, it gets stuck. So what I want to do in honor of this energy of Medusa, who was once, you know, she was once thought of as the most beautiful woman in ancient Greece, right? And then she's raped by Poseidon in Athena's temple. So Athena, instead of punishing the perpetrator, punishes Medusa and turns her into this ugly gorgon with snakes coming out of her head and her tongue. I wore my Kali necklace of skulls today. So to me, Medusa is, you know, telling us to look at those shadows, those parts of ourselves that we've repressed and that we don't express, and release. All right. And, you know, originally my thought today was to really bring in the archetype, particularly of Lakshmi, because, you know, for me, November is Lakshmi's month because we have Diwali, and she is considered, along with Venus, you know, the epitome of beauty and wealth and love and sustainability in the Hindu tradition. So she's like the Venus of the Vedic astrology. And, you know, Demi and I both work a lot with Venus as well. So we're going to bring in some of these very beautiful archetypes that help us tap into our prosperity, help us tap into wealth and riches and that kind of self-love and self-worship that maybe the outside world will tell you is evil and bad and selfish, but in essence it is essential. If we don't go and allow ourselves to put ourselves first, to love ourselves first, we can't bring in the prosperity, at least not to the level that we want to, not to the level of feeling like it's sustainable, feeling like we're not having to overwork and prove ourselves and over effort for things. What do you want to say about that, Demi, before we go into the activation? What do you think? I know you have a lot of thoughts about
Oh,
this.
I have so many thoughts about this. I think the thing that we forget when we are working as spiritual entrepreneurs and any kind of entrepreneur is we forget about the fun and the pleasure. And the thing about Venus, Aphrodite, and Lakshmi is that they are, as you put so eloquently in one of your books, the most important force in the world. You cannot do anything without Venus, without Lakshmi. And these love goddesses always represent water, and there is no life without water. Life sucks without moisture. It's dry and it's barren and it's hard. And as businesswomen, we forget to pull in this the moisture, the joy, the lube of life, the fun and the pleasure. And that is what makes everything work. And we forget because the business world and our normal world is just all about hard work and pushing and hard work and pushing. But we're not built like that. If you're a priestess, if you are a witch, if you are a sensitive person, you can't hustle and push like the rest of the world tells you to, because you just don't have the bandwidth for it. I've tried for years to have the bandwidth to do that, and it just doesn't work. We need that juice of Venus and that moisture and that pleasure and all her arts and beauty to feed us so we can do our work. It's like an absolute essential quality for us to be able to do stuff. And it's also the thing we forget the most over and over and over and over again, because the rest of the world isn't on board with this idea. The rest of the world's just going to tell you, well, you should be more serious and you should work harder and try more, rather than, oh, well, obviously you're not doing very well because your space isn't very beautiful and you need some flowers and you need to have a nap before you do anything. It's just a very different way of looking at this stuff.
Yeah, I'm going to kind of try to move so this light is not. Now I've got the thing going. Now I've got my dragon lady over my head. That's kind of appropriate, actually. Interesting. So funny. I might actually get up and it's probably blinding. It's like blinded by the light. There we go.
Perfect.
Now I don't have to worry about it. Okay. You said something that I am going to remember forever. And this has got to be a quote or like something you post. You said, pleasure is the lube of life. I was like, fuck yeah. Yes. I know. I love Demi. She writes
Everything's just kind of
stuff
gritty
like,
and horrible without it.
yeah, I remember God damn it. This fucking thing is driving me crazy. I'm going to swear today. I'm a swear bear. Someone says, Chris, it looks like your hair is on fire. It did. It was like, what is this? The lube of life. All right, so let's get into it. Let's get lubed up with Lakshmi. So go ahead and relax in your chair, or if you're on the floor, just really connect in with your beautiful body. You know, people talk about, I want to live in, you know, this $1 million house, I want this $1 million temple, this, you know, this luxurious, but, you know, think of your body right now as that is the $1 million temple. It always has been, always will be. And from inside of you is where the riches come. It's not outside of you. It's already within. So just take some deep breaths deep into the bowl of your pelvis. Inhale and then hold it for a minute and then exhale, letting out any tension, leaving all of your problems, your kids' problems, your husband's problems, your mother's problems, your sister, your brothers, all the shit, leave it outside the door, leave it outside, and just create around yourself a radiant egg of light. And what I love is just filling it in with a beautiful magenta color. Think of like what the color Demi is wearing, that bright magenta, and then throw some gold in there. And just imagine yourself surrounded by this radiant egg of light all around your body. And you can push the edges of this egg of light. You could push it out further from your body. You could push it out beyond your walls, beyond your home, or you could bring it in close to your body and just feel yourself expanding and contracting that beautiful egg of energy around you. Because you have total control over your energy. We're all responsible for our energy. And today we are going to be calling in the Venus of the Vedas, the beautiful Lakshmi, along with Venus herself, as we know her as Aphrodite in Greece and Venus in Rome. Okay. Leave Crete, come here, come to the holy place, come to the sacred grove. Your altars are smoking with incense. Cold water sings through the fruited trees, and everything is surrounded by the bower of roses. And from the shimmering radiance of leaves, an enchanted sleep drops down. Here is a spring meadow of flowers where horses graze and a soft wind gently breathes. Now lift your arms up, palms up towards the sky. Come, Aphrodite, Venus, Lakshmi, pour your nectar into our golden cups. In grace, make the libation and bring your Melissas to life. And just feel the presence of these goddesses with us here in the container of this ritual, which is what it is, this gathering, this ceremony of witches, of priestesses, of goddesses, of magical women, women entrepreneurs, fempreneurs, healers. And I want you to begin to lower your arms down to where you're touching the top of your head, like you were bathing yourself in this light. You can bring it over to your forehead and just wiping it back down your neck, down your shoulders, down the front of your body, your breasts, your abdomen, down into your pelvis area, your yoni, your legs, and just bathe yourself. Take your right arm and sweep down your left, all the way down to your fingertips. And same, taking the left hand, sweeping down the right, all the way down the fingertips. And putting both hands over your heart. Just take a moment to receive something that priestesses are very good at. And when we are in our everyday lives, we don't remember. And this is about remembrance, remembering to receive your birthright. That birthright of complete luxury, opulence, deep, deep self-love and care, respect, riches, wealth. Because we are women of service, women who are here to uplift others. And how are we going to uplift others if we cannot receive for ourselves the goodness that the universe wants to provide and give? So breathe into that on this beautiful full moon lunar eclipse that we know is about releasing, surrendering, remembering who we are, remembering our strength, our beauty, our light, no matter how dark it is, no matter how much shadow material comes up, no matter how wounded or broken we think we are. We were put here because we have something to share and something to give. And the magnitude of that gift is also the magnitude for which you will receive. Okay, so we're going to do open your eyes, and we're going to do a mudra for the goddess Lakshmi. And so it's a lotus, and it's, you connect your hands like this. So you could be in prayer position, yeah, and then open your fingers like that and put it right to your heart. And in your mind's eye, see the goddess Lakshmi. And if you haven't seen any pictures of her, she usually has her right hand up and her left hand down. The left hand receives, the right hand has all these coins flowing out, all this gold. So I want you to imagine that she is sending this gold straight into your heart through your lotus hands. So take nice deep breaths, breathing in and receiving the gold, the wealth, the beauty, the love, the tenderness, the security of Lakshmi. Beautiful. Now open your eyes. Thank you so much for being here today, for bringing your beautiful energy. Thank you, Demi, for bringing us together like this. It's really beautiful. Okay, it's all over. Okay, just kidding. That's all we need, right? So I'm telling you, just gathering together as women and then having this magic and have, sharing this magical energy. So beautiful, Demi. Do you want to talk a bit about the Venus archetype and how you work with her, and how you work with her in your business?
I would love to. So, what I would love to talk about is with Venus being the divine feminine and the divine feminine in business, because Venus really embodies the most feminine of the feminine. She is the lady of ladies, the most beautiful, sensual, wonderful, ladylike lady that you ever could lady. That is the archetype of Venus, and she holds beauty, wealth, joy, friendship, community. She holds everything that is good about life. And she is also a great goddess. So she is a goddess of freaking everything, because life contains everything. And when we're walking this path, I'm a priestess of the goddess, you are too. When we're walking this path, part of the work of being a priestess, and anyone who's called to this path, is really stepping into an embodiment of the goddess in the world. Because we're not praying and worshipping something that's outside of us like the old style religions do. Goddess spirituality is embodied spirituality. It is recognizing the goddess outside and the goddess inside. It is seeing that as much as we love and honor Lakshmi, we are also an aspect of Lakshmi. As much as we love and honor Aphrodite, we are also an aspect of Aphrodite, which means that we need to, and also we end up naturally just beginning to live these qualities of the goddess as truth, as the way our lives work. And when that gets a bit tricky for us as divine entrepreneurs, is that our entrepreneurial world has not taught that. So we have this natural feeling and our goddess guidance, which is all divine feminine, which is slowing down, which is coming together in community, which is supportive, which is full of pleasure and joy and doing things in a playful, less heavy way, fighting with what the rest of the world tells us, which is wear grey suits and be very serious and work very hard and just you have to work 10 hours a day every day to make anything happen, and you should just push more. Yeah, so we have this big pushing up against our divine feminine nature. Here we are. And our outside, I guess, toxic masculine culture nature. And as priestesses and spiritual women, we're here to really step into that feminine way, which looks very, 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 very different. And for me, it's it is the biggest challenge and gift of my life to do business in this way. It's something I am always opening more into, and it's something that I am always following as my North Star, coming really into this way of being led by the divine feminine, but also see my stuff. Oh, I have a name now. That's very cool. My thing is that I'm very, very good at strategy and distilling things. So if someone has a business idea, or they have something they're trying to do, or have a course or a plan, I can get them to like and put it out and figure out what it is and make it clear, so their crazy brain like, oh, that's what it is. I see it finally. So it's that marriage of strategy, and it's the marriage of that divine feminine essence. And the thing about the divine feminine essence and really stepping into doing business in the divine feminine is, and this is the thing that I have really learned this year in the pandemic year through working with my own clients, we cannot do this on our own. Like, the divine feminine does not work on her own. I cannot sit here in my little house and be a beautiful vessel of divine feminine and do all of my divine feminine business stuff on my own without anyone else to reflect, without anyone else to help, without anyone else to team with, because it doesn't work that way. To be able to step into this divine feminine way of doing business, and really allowing ourselves to lead from that edge and to lead from this. I call it, I have 4 archetypes. So when I'm working with my own clients on this, because most of the women who come to me are priestesses at a level of their business or a level of their priestessing where they're looking to take their gifts out into the world. And so they need this business support. We go through 4 things. We go through our connection with our own inner priestess. So then we know what our own magic and medicine is. And so we come from within. And that is the core part of working the divine feminine in business. It has to come from within, from our heart, from our deep space. And we have to have that true or inner authority and that kind of priestess knowledge that, yes, I am here to do this work, but also I am not the work. I am holding and serving something greater than myself in this. Because if we don't have that slight separateness, and this is something that the priestess archetype does so well, she is so expansive and beautiful and loving and but she is also a little bit removed from human drama because she is the spirit that goes beneath and through everything else. So we need to really connect in with our inner priestess so that we can hold ourselves as the priestess of our business, not as the saleswoman and not as the, oh, I am the massage therapist of my business, or, oh, I am the course creator of our business. No, I am the priestess. I am the one who is channeling this work. I am the one who is devoted to this work and putting it out in the world. And also part of being a priestess is that you're on a team with every other priestess. Yeah? I'm on the same team as you, Chris, and we're on the same team as all the other priestesses out there doing our work. It just gets rid of that competition. So we're not alone, struggling, doing that horrible American dream thing where we have to come up from nothing and no one and nothing can help us. Yeah? So it's really coming into this priestess essence and archetype so that we can open into a new way of looking at our work. So it's not all about us, and so that we can open up to support. Because the divine feminine does nothing on her own. If we look at Aphrodite, you don't hear about this in the modern stories because people like the cliched thing that she was a jealous, sexy lady. She never went anywhere without her entourage of best friends, Aphrodite. She went everywhere with her. You all know this better than me. Like she went everywhere. I think the Muses were one of her teams. She had the Erotes as one of her teams. She had another group, the Graces. They were another group of her teams. She was just hanging out with her friends all the time, creating beauty around the world. That's all we're supposed to do, right? We're not supposed to do this on our own. And when we do, we fall into old patterns of hardship and struggle and addiction to struggle and that noble martyrdom that our whole world holds, which is stupid and doesn't actually help us. Do you have any thoughts on that, Chris?
Boy, I'm so in agreement with you on that because I can't tell you how many years I did things alone and struggled. And I know so many women still do this. And if you look at big corporations, not to say that I want to do business like a big corporation, but there's the person that is holding the vision of the company, the person that you would call the CEO, let's say, they're not trying to manage everything. They're not trying to do every last thing. They delegate. They find the strongest people to fill in those spots where they're maybe not as strong or not interested in doing it, but it's all in service to the vision of what that business is, what their purpose is, what it's supposed to be doing. And if you start making yourself so thin, spreading yourself so thin, trying to do everything, that's still a struggle for me
Hi.
because,
Here I am.
because they're,
Covering
women,
everything addict.
women are taught that, if you want to be successful, you have to be like a man, or You have to work twice as hard as a man. You have to be smarter than the man, blah, 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 blah. But do you see men running around doing that bullshit? No. For the most part, no. You know, it depends on, there's some more evolved men and more men who are like comfortable with their feminine sides that are running their companies in a more relational way. But that's not, the corporate model is all about competition. And, you know, so women naturally are collaborative. So, you know, if you're in the Venus mode of doing business, you're collaborative, you are open and receptive to receiving help and allowing others to shine, right? Because that's why we're here. We're here as beacons of hope for other women, right? And we're giving them permission to be radiant when we are radiant. So if we're like, oh, like trying to work and I'll be draggled, you know, that's not a model that is going to help anybody, least of all ourselves. So I am full on agreeing with you. So thank you for that. That was a beautiful way of breaking that down. So what would you think is the one reframe that women entrepreneurs can make to really bring in the prosperity and have the joy and pleasure in their work? That they, what is the reframe? What is the one thing you think that they can do, just as a little tidbit today for everybody to go home with?
I have two. The first one, the biggest reframe, which I go through my clients and in our upcoming prosperity covenant a lot, is making that switch from, oh, I have a business, I have to sell things, to I am the priestess of this work and I am a vessel for this in the world. So it's not about you. When you make it about yourself, when you make your work about your own worth, oh my goodness, I can't possibly run this class because I'm not experienced enough, I'm not worthy enough, I can't do this. When you swap into priestess mode, you're like, okay, I am holding this work. This work is not me, and it's not my place to decide the worth of this. It is Goddess's place to decide the worth of this. It's not my decision. So I'm just going to fucking put it out there, because my job as a priestess is to shine. It's not to be the perfect light. It's not to be the biggest light. It's just to shine and represent this. And the people that need this will get it. Yeah, you have no idea of your effect on the world, because people don't always say. I have people on my list who have been following me for over a decade and who will email me to say, Demi, thank you so much for emailing me every week. I had no idea for 10 years that that person gave a crap about what I was doing. You do not know the effect of your work on the world. And partly this priestess shift is shifting into trust that you're doing something bigger than just, oh, money. It's about my worth. Oh my goodness me, self-entrepreneur stuff, yeah? And second thing is that for us sensitive spiritual people, we have to be fed with pleasure. If we're in this goddess world, if we are identifying with the divine feminine, if we are witches, if we are spiritual women, we need to fill ourselves up so much more than we are doing. And this is just across the board with everyone I talk to about this. Everyone is chronically pleasure starved. And the thing is that our magic and our ability to show up and hold space and create all the stuff we do comes from our own, I call it our chalice. In the work we do together, this is one of the second parts of the work we do, is working with the chalice. Ooh, what could this look like from earlier, hey? Working with that chalice that holds the sacred water, the moisture, the loveliness. And this is what we are giving from. We're giving from our chalice, from our life, from our energy, from our inspiration all the time. And when we're just giving that out to everybody all the time, there's nothing left for us. And we're trained to do this in the world. Women are trained to give and 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 keep nothing for ourselves. That is not the priestess way, and that is not the way to be successful. You cannot be successful playing by the patriarchal rules of what it means to be a woman. It just doesn't fucking work, because that world doesn't want women to be successful. It doesn't want women to be rich. It doesn't want women to be fabulous. Yeah? It wants women to be servants to their work, their jobs, their families, their everything. Yeah? We need to understand that the more pleasure you put in, the more time you spend making yourself feel loved and cherished and adored, the easier everything in your life is going to be, the easier all of your business is going to be, the less you're going to end up in these places, which I have ended up before when I haven't been working my own work, and my clients have ended up before when you're working in a job that in theory you should love because it's everything you've ever wanted to do, but you're just exhausted and you're tired and you hate it and you resent it because you haven't put that lube in. You are lube free. You're trying to do sexy stuff with no lube, and it's very, very, very uncomfortable. Yeah? We need
Yes.
that juice. Otherwise, none of this works. And that is the core of the divine feminine way of doing business. And it is also the hardest bit. And it's the bit that you can't do on your own because you'll forget. I promise you, you will forget to do this if you try and do it on your own. I know, because I forget to do it when I try and do it on my own.
You too. Amen. I love that. Beautiful. Yes. So I wanted to now segue into our talk about the program that Demi and I are partnering on. We're creating a collaborative venture, and it's a collaborative community. It's the Prosperity Priestess Coven. So do you want to we could probably share your screen while you're talking, but I might disappear, which is okay. If you just want to, give a little description so our women know what we're up to and how they can join in and all of that good stuff.
Sure thing. I'll talk through it because I don't know this software very well, and it would create a tech explosion, I am sure, if I tried to share my screen. Okay, so Rebel Priestess Prosperity Coven. We have been excited about this for months and months. Oh my God, I cannot wait to do this. Okay, Rebel Priestess Prosperity Coven is a coven. It is a mastermind and a business class and a course, and it is literally a gathering of magical, magical women that starts in January, where we join together to really step into this divine feminine way of doing business. And when I say step into the divine feminine way of doing business, I mean we're really looking at our business and reframing it from that lens of, okay, I'm the priestess of my business now, and I'm fucking getting the support I need to be able to do this. Because to really step in and enjoy your business, like, the work we do is so cool. We should be enjoying it, right? It should be so fun. To be able to do that, you need support. To be able to be in your business and have it be a joy and an inspiration, you need a team. You need a coven. You cannot do this on your own. And women thrive. We all thrive so much when there are other people there to reflect to us, to mirror back. Oh yeah, I'm gonna go buy myself roses this weekend too. Oh yeah, fabulous. To co-work together, to create together, to help each other with their work. I know this year has really been a year of me reaching out and creating those pillars of my temple. Because when we are working from this priestess lens, you don't just get one priestess working in one temple, right? That's the witch in the woods idea. A group of priestesses work together. So this class is really about calling in your business sisterhood, calling in your magical women, and calling in that support you need. So you don't actually have to do any of this on your own anymore. You will have me and Chris here to help you figure out your strategy, sort out your copy, figure out what the hell you're doing next, and remind you to have fun and to take breaks, because those are some really important parts of being a successful entrepreneur. And as much as we are 100% about helping you guys make loads of money, and literally our dearest wish for all of you is that you all become disgustingly rich and have the best time and buy all the amazing art in the world, because we're Aphrodite women. We want beautiful things, right? Success isn't just making money, it's how you make money. It's how much you are enjoying your life and how much you are in alignment with your soul and your purpose and your own special source of doing things. So this prosperity coven is for the women who work so hard and yet get so little in return, and have been doing this business for a whole bunch of years now, maybe a year, 2 years, 3 years, but it still feels like you're not going anywhere, and you just keep pushing and you know something's missing. You've been over servicing others and are now just so tired. Your boundaries are completely nonsense and you're not making that space for yourself in your life, and your work isn't fun. What the fuck? Your work isn't fun. You're doing something so amazing and it's not fun, and you're beginning to resent it, and you've turned your magical witchy work into something that feels just as grey and heavy and horrible as the whole normal world that you left behind. And there is also this calling within you to really deeply connect in with this spiritual, divine, feminine aspect, and you just feel like you're so out of alignment, and it just feels horrible, doesn't it? Like, I've been there, feeling so out of alignment, and you feel really ashamed, because you're meant to be this spiritual woman who is running your business from the divine feminine, and that's something that you want, but somehow you're not doing it, and it really sucks. Have you been there, Chris?
I have been there. And, you know, I've been doing my business now because I left corporate in 2011, you know, 10 years since I've been an entrepreneur. And, you know, there's always been this very deep sense of my work being sacred, um, and that pleasure is sacred, that our sexual energy, all of that, that, you know, that we can generate that energy and that magic within our bodies. And if we create the work from there, it's it's almost like you're not even worried about the money, but the money still comes, right? Because you're not so nose to the grindstone. And, you know, I'm a Capricorn. I have a lot of the nose to the grindstone kind of energy. And what I've had to learn over the years, over and over again, is to come back to that pleasure, the sacred sexuality. And that's something that we can definitely help you with in this coven. The other thing that I think has really happened to me, and I've been able to start breaking out of that this year, is was I consistently make around the same amount of money. And one thing about this Rebel Priestess Prosperity Coven is we are also focused on how do we shatter that glass ceiling, that how, like, we only let ourselves receive in a thimbleful or a little handful. We could receive this much, you know. So really, a lot of that, you know, bringing prosperity in is becoming a stronger container for that sacred work. Um, Something Demi and I have talked about a lot and have worked on a lot together, because we had to support each other. It's like, I'm like doing all of this work and it's still only this much money. And how come I'm doing this much work? And, you know, it's the whole mindset around prosperity and opening up to deeper pleasure is a mindset. And it's something that we have to constantly be reminded of. And that's part of our intention behind this sisterhood and this priestess coven. It's so exciting. I'm like,
Oh my God,
woohoo!
it's so exciting. Ugh, yes, you're so right. It's that mindset piece of coming together so that you're not doing it on your own, because it's so heavy when you do it on your own, right? It's just so heavy trying to shift your mindset and shift into a completely new way of being. When you have your coven around you, you're doing it together. You're amplifying each other in your work. And when we say coven, we're not saying it as like, oh, witchy marketing, we're going to put some stars on it. No, we're going to do actual magic and spells and rituals every day and ground it in that stuff, because that's who we are and that's who you are too, right? And with our prosperity coven, you said something so smart. I'm just trying to remember what it was. God damn. With our prosperity coven, it is that it's that sisterhood. Like this year especially, I know it's partly it's the pandemic because it exhausts the fuck out of everyone. And this year I really started getting consciously more support, more people who are there, not necessarily hired. And like Chris was talking about earlier with the CEO and the CFO and stuff. Yeah, big companies can have that, but I know I'm not at a stage where I can have a CEO and a CFO and this person and a marketing manager and all those things. We have to do it in different ways, right? So we create our network of friends and allies who can reflect something back to us. Someone who you can go, okay, so here's my plan. This is what I want to do, and they can go, that's great, or you forgot something very important. So you need that reflection so you can stay on target with what you want to do. And in the coven, we are working on that mindset. We're working on the core arts of doing this from the priestess lens, from really filling up our own cup first, working with the archetype of the queen so we feel centered and powerful in our business, rather than like headless chaos chickens who don't know what we're doing. Because I feel a lot of us have this addiction to that feeling of, oh no, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. And I call that the princess. That is the princess way of doing. She is the victim, and she's not sure and she needs approval, but the queen knows stuff. So we're really shifting out of that princess way of working and into being the queen. And we also work with the shadow, because as Chris was saying, all those blocks and those limitations and those glass ceilings that we're pushing up against, I've spent the last year doing NLP and hypnosis and learning everything I freaking can about resistance to get people through this. So we'll do it through sciencey, coachy magic, and we'll do it through just plain old awesome magic too. And in this group, in this prosperity coven, it's so much about oh my god, prosperity coven is just being able to breathe out and know that you're not alone, that you have two badass business coaches with you every single week. We do Q&A sessions every single week to help you with whatever you need in your business. So you don't have to be the one that makes all the decisions on your own, because that is the most paralyzing part of business for me. Yeah. You have your whole group of sisters to be with you on your journey, to do magic with, to make connections with. And we're figuring out ways so that you can schedule co-working sessions in the week. So you're just working on projects together. So you're not just stuck in your home office or in your bedroom alone, feeling disconnected from everyone, because that sucks. And we've all done that for a whole year and a half with COVID.
No fun.
Gross. No fun. And we're also making sure that we bring in the pleasure. Literally, our job as the coven ringleaders is to help you get focused and know what your strategy is and kind of kick your ass so you do it in the most loving way, of course, but we're going to kick your ass so you get where you want to go, because we're very invested in you. And it's to be your pleasure dominatrixes. So then we make sure that you are doing things that make you happy, that you are really celebrating yourself. That's something we all need to learn to do more as women entrepreneurs, right? Celebrating ourselves and honoring that Venus thread in life, because that's where our wealth comes from. When we are filled with that joy and that beauty, then everything goes great. And that's our job, and that's our coven. And it's going to be fucking incredible. And I cannot wait. I just cannot wait for the sisters who are going to do this with us.
Yay. Okay, so Avery, I'm just going to read some comments. Ooh, exciting. She said, yes, yes, yes. So Avery sounds like she's excited to hear about this goddess priestess coven. Vienna, hi, Vienna. She says she loves this. Learn that money is a game, have fun and play well. Absolutely. And she's in Empress mode. Beautiful. That's where you need to be. Avery said, I've been feeling queen mode recently mixed with priestess healer, and I'm so at home. I love my life right now, and I wish I could stay like this forever. You can. That's a choice, Avery. Stay there. Don't go. Don't go. Oh, beautiful. Does anybody have a question or two before we jump off and end this beautiful little conversation and magical, energetic reunion? That's how I feel. Right now, I'm not seeing anything. We'll let them give them a minute or two. But so I think the sign up, I don't think it's gone up yet, but you can contact Demi or I, and we can get you all the information you need to get signed up. And if you have any questions, you can reach out to either of us. I'm in the Biz Goddess Unleashed group, and Demi is in the Sisters of the Morgan Rose group. I believe that's other groups. Yeah, those are our main groups, right?
Yes.
And you could also email us. Let's see here. I'll type in the my email is chrisoster@gmail.com. And
Perfect.
Demi's is
rockstarpriestess@gmail.
Should I just do www.rockstarpriestess for you?
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, you can just find me through there. So if you want to learn more about the coven, our coven is going to start in January through to Beltane. So it's 4 months of really working deep. And if you sign up and pay in full, we also have some obscene like pay in full bonuses where you get 4 hours of private time with me and Chris, and audit and review of your website and social media, just so that we get our little grubby fingers in there and we can just go, right, this. Okay, you're stuck here. Let's channel that in. Okay, what is this? Okay, we're going to sort that out. So then you're going to start next year feeling so clear and clean and just knowing exactly what you're doing, because oh my god, that is such an amazing gift to have, to just know exactly what you're gonna do, right? So if you're interested and you want to join the coven, it's going to be literally the coolest thing that's ever happened. Just reach out to us, we'll get you the deets. If you want to talk about it with me, I have just send me an email on my website and we can set up a little chat to talk about it, to make sure it's the perfect thing for you, and get our beautiful brochure, which is absolutely gorgeous. Of course, I made it. I make everything beautiful. It is. I must not let anything in the world be ugly. So
she's like amazing. So we're going to end really quickly with, while we were talking, I pulled a card, of course, because I'm just a card pulling woman. We got Isis, goddess of magic, and talk about the priestess of priestesses, right? And the queen of queens. And her message is, sexual energy is sacred. My pleasure is a prayer that brings me back to life. Very powerful.
Perfect.
Yeah. I'm loving that for today. So many blessings, my beautiful women. Thank you, Demi, for a great talk today. If you guys came in late, we also did a really powerful activation with Venus and Lakshmi. So you could always go back to the beginning and watch that. And any parts that you missed, we talked about how to work with pleasure at the center. And that pleasure is the lube of life. I think that's the quote of the century. I love that, Demi. So thank you, Demi. Thank you, ladies, for being here with us. And
thank you, everyone.
We'll all be together again soon in our coven, Rebel Priestess Prosperity Coven. Hallelujah. Here we go.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.